Have you ever just looked around? I mean, really looked? At the device in your hand, maybe the coffee on your desk, even the air you're breathing right now? What if I told you that all of that stuff, it's all made from the same tiny handful of ingredients? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going on an incredible journey to find the fundamental building blocks of, well, everything.
All right, so just a quick heads up before we dive in. This explainer is actually part 2 of a 20-part series called An Introduction to Physics from Virtualization Options LLC. We're basically jumping right into the second chapter, which is all about the story of matter.
So, let's really stop and think about that for a second. I mean, everything you can see, touch, or taste, from something super hard like a diamond to the air itself, it all seems so different, right? But what physicists found out is that underneath all that variety, there's a surprisingly simple, common ingredient. So the real question is, what is it?
Okay, so what is everything made of? Well, the simple one-word answer is matter. But, that's just a label, right? It's like the name on the box. To really get what's going on, we've got to look inside that box and find the absolute smallest piece.
And that brings us right here, to the atom. For, centuries, this was it. This was thought to be the end of the line, the smallest, tiniest particle that you just couldn't break down any further. It's kind of like the fundamental Lego brick of reality.
It's almost impossible to wrap your head around just how small an atom is. It's just tiny. But check out this analogy. Think about the period at the end of this sentence. Just that little dot. You could fit millions of atoms lined up side by side right on top of it. Millions. That's the kind of mind-boggling scale we're talking about here.
But wait, because this is where the story gets even cooler. Scientists eventually discovered that the atom, well, it wasn't the end of the road after all. Turns out, it has its own little universe inside, made of even smaller pieces. So come on, let's zoom way in and take a journey inside the atom.
Okay, so right at the very heart of the atom, we find this thing called the nucleus. A good way to think of it is like the atom's own tiny, super dense sun. And I mean dense. This is where pretty much all of its weight, all of its mass, is packed in. So what's actually in this nucleus? Well, first up, we've got the proton. And the number one thing you got to remember about the proton is its charge. It has a positive electric charge, always. Think of it like the little plus sign on a battery. This positive force is absolutely key to what makes an atom, well, that specific atom.
But the protons aren't in there all by themselves. Nope, they're packed right in there with their partners, the neutrons. And just like the name sounds, they're neutral. They have no charge at all, zero. So inside this tiny little core, you've got these positive particles and these neutral particles all huddled up together, and that's what makes the center of the atom so stable.
All right, so we've got the core of matter figured out. We've built this dense, heavy center using protons and neutrons. But think about it. All that positive charge from the protons just sitting there, it needs something to balance it out, right? And that's where our last crucial player comes in. But this one, it lives in a totally different part of the atom. And that would be the electron. It's basically the exact opposite of a proton. It carries a negative charge. And get this, electrons never stop moving. They're constantly zipping around the nucleus at incredible speeds, creating this sort of buzzing cloud of negative energy. And that negative cloud is what perfectly balances out the positive charge from the nucleus.
And that's it. That's the whole set. With just these 3 tiny particles, protons, neutrons, and electrons, you have the complete anatomy of an atom. Seriously, that's all you need for the blueprint of every single atom in the entire universe.
So let's just break that down real quick. You've got the proton in the nucleus with a positive charge, the neutron also in the nucleus with no charge, and the electron orbiting way outside the nucleus with a negative charge. It's this really elegant, balanced system. You've got the heavy stuff in the middle and the light negative stuff on the outside. And it's that constant push and pull between the positive and negative charges that holds the whole thing together.
And here's a great way to visualize it. You can see that dense nucleus right there in the middle, packed with protons and neutrons. And then around it, you see those orbits, those shells where the electrons are whizzing around. Now, those rings aren't like physical tracks. They're really just showing the different energy levels where the electrons hang out. And honestly, the way those electrons are arranged in those outer shells, that's pretty much the secret to all of chemistry. It's a huge deal.
So, okay, We've gone super small, deep inside this one tiny particle. We've seen the whole universe inside it. But how do we get from this tiny blueprint all the way back up to the world we actually live in? How does this atomic dance create, well, everything else?
Well, it all comes down to how these little particles play together. The number of protons is what makes an element what it is, and the way those electrons behave in the outer shells, that decides how atoms link up with each other. It's really just these simple rules of attraction and repulsion that build everything you see: water, wood, the air we breathe, you name it.
And that brings us to one last, really cool question to think about. If literally everything is made from the same 3 building blocks, what is it that makes gold different from lead, or water different from air? Well, the answer has to do with the number and the arrangement of those particles. But you know what? That's a story for our next explainer. Thanks for tuning in.